Proudly presented by Pence Homes and part of the Hitting the Hardwood podcast network. This is Link's Happy Hour. Hello. What is up, my beautiful, delightful Lynx fans? This is Terry Horstman, the host of the program Lynx Happy Hour, where Lynx basketball is always on special. Pleased to be here with you for episode 6. 6 of them. As Michael Jordan once said, 6 of them. There are 6 episodes of Lynx Happy Hour now in the universe. And I am excited about that. I hope you're excited about that too. Not nearly as excited as I am for WNBA's regular season to officially tip off, which it will do tomorrow, Friday, May 16th. Lynx at Wings, Paige Beckers. It's Paige Beckers Day in Paige Beckers, Minnesota. But I will be hoping for a Lynx win, as I'm sure many of you are as well, especially if you are a Lynx fan, which I assume you are, but I also know fans of 12 other WNBA teams prioritize listening to this show as well, as they should. A podcast dedicated to Lynx basketball, the WNBA, and most of all, good vibes. I'm Terry Horseman, happy to be here with you. I'm recording this segment of the show on a dark and stormy afternoon in the Twin Cities. You are perhaps hearing the tornado warning going through my neighborhood in Northeast right now. If you aren't hearing it, that means I have done an adequate job of audio editing for this. It started right as I hit record for this segment. So I don't think it is too severe or serious, but I hope everyone is staying safe. Happy to get a nice rainy day, though. It's felt like summer the last couple weeks, which is nice. But I lived in the Pacific Northwest for a while, and I love a nice rainy day. My garden sure needs this, and something about rain in May. It smells delicious. But yeah, hope no one is feeling weather that is too inclement. And I also hope the Lynx plane is able to take off or has already taken off. It is 2:34 p.m. Thursday, May 15th, as I speak to you now. Very excited about this episode of Lynx Happy Hour. Yesterday, I had the privilege of chatting with one of my favorite comedians in all of comedy. Of all the comedic masterminds, one of my favorites is none other than Jamel Johnson, who is also a big time Washington Mystics fan, has been a big time fan of the WNBA for a while, has worked his WNBA fandom into a lot of hilarious bits of his material over the years. He also was of the Airbuds podcast, which ran for a long time. Was very sad when that podcast ended, but currently you can find him on the Brandon Jamel Show podcast, the Sorry We Like Football podcast. He also just recorded his first, not his first, but he recorded a new special comedy album at the Toledano Street Comedy Festival in New Orleans. And he's got some shows at Hotbed Comedy Club in DC this week. So if you are a Mystics fan, perhaps you caught wind of the show when I had the great Jen Hatfield on to chat Mystics and Carly Samuelson and Eric Tebow and all the things on episode 2. If you are in the DC area, hit up Jamel's show on Saturday, May 17th at Hotbed Comedy Club. He also said he will be tailgating the Mystics game for several hours on Friday. So if you are in the DMV, the great DMV area, hit up the arena parking lot. I'm totally blanking on what that arena is called now. I'm just having a moment. Bear with me. But yeah, Jamel will be in the parking lot. He says with multiple, not just one, multiple George Foreman grills. But as Jamel and I were talking, the Lynx announced that they are waiving Grace Berger the roster, which trims the roster down to 12. And in the hours since then, it has also been announced that they have exercised the 4th-year options for both Diamond Miller and Dorka Juhas, and the deadline for teams to do so with the 2023 draftees was today, May 15th. So they exercised the options of both of their draft picks. That puts both Diamond and Dorka under team control through next year. So just before we get into my conversation with Jamel, just some thoughts on the latest thing. I really thought Grace Berger was going to make this team. And I think she didn't, just because this is a very, very, very difficult roster to make. I have no information on if Kayla McBride is now with the team or expected to be with the team on Friday. But if I'm reading between lines and I'm making predictions, I would hope that Kayla McBride joins the team sooner rather than later. Because if you have the roster as it stands right now with no Grace in it, if you lose one of Court or T to an injury, you've got K-Mac there who can initiate the offense. Fee can initiate the offense, and Fee spoke about prioritizing ball handling over the offseason as well. You're not up the creek without a paddle. And if K-Mac were someone which missed time, you can get by with a backcourt of Court and T. It's a better backcourt than a lot of teams are dealing with. And maybe that was just the call that Cheryl had to make, was having a backup as capable as Grace Berger, who may not play a lot. If the team is fully healthy, I don't know how many minutes you can earmark for a player like Grace. But she becomes hugely important if you run into a spell of not being very healthy, and you need someone who can just run the offense, who can be a steady hand out there. And I really thought she was there. Now, I say that I really thought she was going to make the team, and I don't know who you cut, because you can't really cut Ola Kosu after drafting her and bringing her over here. That's not going to happen. And I don't know that there is any willingness, obviously, with the exercising of Diamond's option. There's not a lot of willingness to give up on Diamond Miller. There's definitely not a lot of willingness to give up on Alyssa Peely. So then you're looking at cutting someone like Jessica Shepard or Mariam Badian. And we don't know how healthy Alana Smith is right now. Glowing feature of Alana Smith in the next aside. Shameless plug there. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. It's just a microcosm of how cutthroat it is to make a roster in this league, and then also to make a roster of a team that's acknowledging that the goal is to win a finals this year. On draft day, Cheryl, mentioned putting the best foot forward for this year while also keeping an eye towards the future. And that's probably why a player like Ola is here, because even if she doesn't play a ton, she'll learn a ton and get a ton out of being part of this group. Oh, it's just tough. You really, really wish that they could keep 13 or 14 or 15. We'll see if Grace, clears waivers, or what the end game is with that. Actually, I should check that right now. We are about that 48-hour mark. Because I know there was a few reports, not necessarily reports, but just information out there that Grace made a certain amount of money on the contract that she was under after she was awarded to the Lynx on waivers, which I think was about like 80,000. But if she clears waivers, she becomes eligible for the veteran min of about 66, 67,000. And that amount of money would help the Lynx in there and staying cap compliant. But I don't think that's the case at this point. I hesitate to ever say the roster is final. Rosters are fluid because life is fluid. And as the seasons change, like sand through the hourglass, so is the days of our lives. The only constant is change, whatever cliche or old soap opera you want to throw at that. It's just not ever going to be final until you're like in the playoffs and shit, and you can't do anything. So happy trails and best of luck to Grace Berger. Bummer. I really enjoyed getting the chance to talk with her in the bits of media availability that she did. She and Carly Samuelson were at a great community service event the day before she got cut. That feels brutal, but that's, just part of the business. And it happens. So we'll see. And I really hope this means that we see number 21 in blue and green on Friday. So I hope that KMAC's okay and everything's just on the up and up. Grace Berger, the final cut as of now for the preseason portion as we turn the page towards the regular season. Exercising the fourth year option of Diamond Miller and Dorka Juhas, I asked her Hoop Stats Richard Cohen this when it was announced that Dorka would miss the season, if that is like kind of like causes like a stay in the contract. I'm not the best contract guy, admittedly, of what happens when a player's contract is suspended. But even if they weren't going to exercise the option, Dorka would have been a restricted free agent, and the Lynx would have, exclusive rights, negotiating rights, and would be in the driver's seat to bring Dorka back or not, depending on what they want to do. I at first was maybe a little bit surprised to see this for both Diamond and Dorka, but I think what this comes down to is two things, and the main thing is the salary cap is going to be much higher next year. And no matter what you think about Diamond Miller, no matter what you think about Dorka Juhas, those types of players and what they've shown you so far on the salary that is commensurate with the rookie wage scale that is part of their contract will be a team-friendly contract no matter what. That's number one. Number two, I don't think this team is willing to punt on Diamond Miller yet. Or Dorka. Dorka, much less so Dorka. I don't think Dorka missing this season is, a torpedo on the hopes and dreams of winning the finals. I think they can navigate those waters just fine. Diamond it's been frustrating, but I've said this a couple of times. I don't think there's any way I could be more impressed with Diamond Miller as a person for what she's gone through so far early in the career of a number 2 pick. Not just the injuries, but the timing of the injuries. It's every injury has taken place like as momentum was building, and then it's just like, nope, you're done. You're sidelined for a month, 2 months, 3 months. Your overseas season is over before it begins. And that resulted in her playing time disappearing. And, what's fair is fair. Bridget came in and did a tremendous job. And that's part of the cutthroat nature of the business as well. And Diamond, at least publicly and at least on the surface, and from all accounts from what I've heard behind closed doors, has been a model citizen and model teammate. Cheryl Reeve talked about it during the playoffs last year, that don't sleep on the importance of Diamond, Alyssa Peely, and Olivia Apupa have meant to this team in their supporting role. You could see Apupa being, flashing her coaching chops at the end of the bench. I think when Courtney hit that shot to send game 1 of the finals into overtime, I don't know that Diamond was the very first person to rush in and hug court, at the next time out, but she was close. And it would be so easy to just not be an enthusiastic and supportive teammate. And she's been that. I haven't seen her do anything one time that remotely resembles pouting. And she spoke very openly about what that experience has been like for her this media day. And it's hard. It's not that like she was having a fun time not playing, but she was a total pro about it. And I hope that it all comes together for her. And this doesn't mean for sure that the Lynx are doubling down, or it doesn't mean that Diamond for sure has some kind of playing time role this season. It just keeps her under team control in a way that I think makes financial sense. I think it's a pretty low risk thing, no matter what the cap ends up doing. So Diamond, Dorka, under team control through next year. Grace Berger, cut as of now. And Kayla McBride, we are hoping to see on Friday. We do not have an update. Do not have any insider information. Lynx Reddit is probably scouring all of the social media accounts. Lynx Reddit is more plugged in than I am. I'm just gonna say that on things like that. I'm not, I'll check in, pop in, see. I know there was I think Kayla had a fun TikTok video with a cousin, which shows she's, alive and well and with family. But, don't slide into any DMs. Don't try, and figure out exactly what's going on. K-Max a pro, and we'll see her when we see her. And I like the Lynx chances on Friday night, no matter what. All right, that about does it for the preseason. Wow, we did it. We made it. As you're listening to this, it's about just over 24 hours until tip off for the first game of the 2025 season. I hope you enjoy my conversation with Jamel as much as I did. Jamel has been just such a bastion of enthusiasm, such a funny guy, and then also just such a great WNBA fan who has been a fan of the league for a long time. So it is, of course, always great to chat with people who have been around the block. Not to say that new fans to this, it's not that we don't want you here, but there's a few history lessons that can be studied. And so Jamel and I get into that a bit. We talk about the Lynx, we talk about his beloved Mystics, and then we go through each team one at a time. And Jamel offers his thoughts that come to mind when he hears the name of said team. It is the most comprehensive WNBA preview on the internet, I'm sure. You don't need to listen to any other podcast, read any other article, although you should go listen to everything, read everything. But if you only consume one WNBA preview this week, I hope it's this one. So, and if you're listening to me say that right now, that means that's what you're doing. So thank you, Lynx fans. And yeah, I will see you on the outro of the episode, and we'll take this opportunity to remind you that this episode and every episode of Lynx Happy Hour is brought to you by the team at Pence Homes. The team at Pence Homes has experience working with first-time home buyers, folks selling their first home and buying their next place, to people looking to downsize, with the best tools, technology, and trusted vendors to help with any home project. Pence Homes is a top choice for buyers and sellers. For more info and to set up a time to meet with Nate and the team to talk about your home buying or selling needs, visit pentzhomes.com. That is pentzhomes.com. All right, here is my conversation with Jamel. Hope you enjoy. This is a very exciting day for Lynx Happy Hour, a podcast still in its infancy, but I am joined now by one of my favorite comedians on the planet, and also undeniably one of the brightest basketball minds on the planet as well. Jamel Johnson is here, co-host of the Brandon Jamel Show, co-host of Sorry We Love Football, and most importantly, the I guess purveyor of the Instagram show WNBA Minutes.
Hey
If you're
man,
not familiar with WNBA Minutes, you need to follow Jamel on Instagram right now. Jamel, how are you doing today?
man, I'm doing good. Man, a WNBA minute shutout. I mean, I guess I should have expected it, but yeah, stay
On a
tuned.
dub, exactly,
You've caught me as I'm literally like, man, I got to come up with my preseason rankings. Where am I going
exactly.
to do the first one? It's an exciting time at Broccoli House headquarters.
Broccoli House headquarters for sure. WNBA Minutes, one of my favorite things that you do. It is the best WNBA content on the internet. Clear, concise, and entertaining. Like the triple threat of what we're all just trying to accomplish here.
Thanks, dude. Man, me and my priest worked a long time on that. You know what I'm saying? Tightening them things up.
For sure, for sure. You're also a in coming to us from the DMV area. Big Mystics fan, fan of the whole league as well.
Yes,
But
indeed.
also, yeah. So we'll talk about a bit about the Mystics. There's always a lot of Mystics flavor on the links, it seems, this year especially. So it's even more important to bring in the real Mystics heads to talk about it. But I also know you're filmed a special at the Toledano Street or Comedy Festival down in New Orleans, and have some more shows coming up in DC this weekend. Can we plug those real quick?
Oh, of course, man. Hey, listening, if you're in DC, May 17th, I'm at Hotbed, DC in Adams Morgan. I'm going to be taping these for an album. I don't know if I'm going to use it like it might end up on YouTube, but it's
Right,
definitely going to be on Spotify, all the DSPs, your titles, your Yahoo Musics, things of this
exactly,
nature.
for
And
sure.
yeah, come mess with me.
So if you have a distinctive laugh and you laugh loud at comedy shows, you might be able to hear yourself
This is the
on
weekend for you, please.
right, exactly, on some streaming service sometime soon. Are you also so are you going to be? I saw your an Instagram story or something about this weekend. Are you going to be able to make it to Mystics home opener
You
on?
know what? Yes. I think I'm
Okay.
gonna be in the parking lot at like the games at 7:30 East Coast. I'll
Mm-hmm.
probably be at the parking lot at noon. I'll be there in the parking lot at noon. See me with a couple Foreman grills set up. Come on by, have an early lunch with me, hang out till the game.
For sure. Amazing. And yeah, and then go to Jamel's show the next night. That's a perfect weekend
Exactly.
in
What a
our
weekend.
nation's capital. Well, for let's we'll dive into some of the link stuff soon, but the Mystics have been, I think, one of the more fun teams of the offseason, as y'all held, I think, every pick
Yeah.
besides the pick that was Page in the 2025 WNBA draft. But just as a Mystics fan, it's a new era. Can't use that cliche enough. Just how are you feeling about the Mystics heading into this season?
I mean, it's a really new era. First GM in team history, essentially. We got a whole new I mean the Tebows were running things for close to 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
So new coach, new GM, pretty much a new roster. I mean, there's really there's like four players from last year, maybe, and
Yeah.
two of them didn't play all year. Like Shakira Austin did not play all year. So I mean, I'm excited. I'm nervous. I can't wait.
What people always ask this at the beginning of the season, but like, what does success look like for the Mystics this year? Is it sneaking into the playoffs? Is it just being fun?
I'd like to see an eight seed. I think that's the yeah, playoffs is the goal for sure. Last year I think we ended up what? We fell a game short.
Yeah.
We fell a game short and we beat Indiana on the last day. And it wasn't like they weren't sitting people. They're worrying about seeding and
Mm-hmm.
so it was like last year was the fun year.
Yeah.
Let's sneak that eight. Let's get that seven seed. Something. Let's get there.
I would love to see Mystics at 8. That'd be a lot of fun.
It's gonna be tough. I mean, the
Right.
the, the bottom is way more competitive than last year too. Like Sparks are back, reloaded.
Right. Every
I'm not
every
sure.
time I start to like formulate like who's going to be in the lottery, a fan of one of those teams that I think is like, all right, well, at least we're making the playoffs, not these other, 4 or 5 teams. And the Connecticut Sun just announced they sold more tickets for this season than ever before, a day after announcing the franchises for sale. So they're saying they're going to be competitive while everyone's
That's.
like putting kind of place holding Connecticut towards the bottom. But
I
hey,
mean, listen, that's the beauty of the W, man.
mhm,
Everybody's got a shot at the playoffs.
right.
And I'm really shocked that Connecticut haven't said were the fans like excited that like they didn't like the owners? Is that what the deal was?
I don't know how to. Well, the owners, I don't think are investing in the team properly. I think
Well,
that's
sure. That's just like
it's evident,
that's a league problem.
right? But I don't know. Like, I don't know what they're trying to do because if you're trying to be bad, that makes a lot of sense in every sport. But I don't know why you would acquire Natasha Cloud for 15 minutes in the offseason only to then flip her, but also outright deny Marina Mabry her trade request. It's kind
Man,
of have it swim. You can't swim in two pools at the same time, but it looks like they're gonna try.
listen, hey, somebody had to stay. It makes sense. I mean, I mean, Mabry's like a better scorer, so I'm like, all right, okay. And I mean, they got the Anissa Morrow. They had two picks. I mean, maybe that juice is coming from UConn winning
Yeah,
title. Maybe
they,
they're getting a little
right.
UConn bump.
UConn won. You're guaranteed to see Paige twice if you buy season tickets. You probably get. I haven't looked at the. I haven't studied the Sun schedule.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Honestly, I
look,
should
you're
have.
guaranteed. These numbers are season ticket sales. Oh yeah, I mean, God, I mean, having season tickets to any team that isn't the Indiana Fever or the Dallas Wings right now is like,
It's a good investment.
yeah, you'll get your money back on like 3 weeks of the season.
Right. And last year was the first time I had the pleasure of going to the Mohegan Sun Casino and catching a game there,
Ooh.
and I had a great time. It kind of get mixed reviews going to that little corner of southeastern Connecticut, but
I
I loved it.
assumed it was lame. I assumed it was lame. I've never been. I just had, if I had to guess,
There's not a lot happening outside of the massive structure that is that casino. Like you can't even see like the like when you look at it outside. I'm like, where is the arena? And it's like it's in there. There's no like
is
arena shaped building attached to it. It's just like a diamond in the rough of that just giant building in the middle of nowhere, I'd say.
we love being the only game in town.
Right. um, well, anyway, we don't need to. That we've already talked too much about the Connecticut Sun.
Yeah, jeez.
Let's talk about teams that'll actually be relevant. Which the Minnesota Lynx better be more than relevant if they want to have this season be considered a success, both internally and externally. And one of the moves they made, probably their most aggressive move of the offseason, was the draft day trade to acquire former Mystic Carly Samuelson. Jamel, as a Mystics fan, how did you react to this trade?
I mean, I was cool with it just from the standpoint that we're trying to get younger,
Mhm.
and that's just what it is by any means. If you trade Ariel Atkins, you might as well trade Carly Samuelson. Like the plan is clearly something different. I
Right.
think she's a great player,
Mhm.
a great shooter,
Yep.
and pretty good on defense. I feel like teams will try to pick on her sometimes, and
Yeah.
she's with the smoke.
Right.
I feel like she's the superior Samuelson in terms of ball. And I feel like there was a big change. She had like a nice run overseas, right? Like
Mhm.
she won a chip in like London, and she probably got another one of them ones in Turkey. You know, they always winning
Yeah.
stuff in Turkey.
They're always winning stuff in Turkey.
But
Uh,
yeah, I feel like she was like killing stuff in Europe the past 2 years,
yeah.
came to us and like yeah, solid. I think you guys got a solid piece.
Right. Yeah, she mentioned like last year was the first guaranteed contract that she had gotten in her career. Every season of the WNBA had just been,
Whoa.
hardship to hardship, 10 day to 10 day kind of unguaranteed training camp contracts. And Eric Tebow thought, enough of her to bring her to Washington on that, guaranteed deal. She said there was a dinner in London while she was over there playing where she met with the Tebows and maybe someone else from the Mystics brass, and she didn't believe that they were going to actually be there until they showed up and offered her the contract. So she's definitely one of those players that's like, it was a long time coming, over like 5 years, and now she's, a very, very usable player on a team that wants to win the finals. So it's an exciting time to be Carly Samuelson, I would say.
For sure. And I mean, Minnesota's an amazing landing spot. Uh, They need exactly what she does.
Right.
Just go out there and just cash threes, man.
Right. That's kind of like when they made that trade, I was like, okay, so this is the response to Golden State snapping up the Italian sharpshooter Cecchi Zandalicini in the expansion draft. Like, just hit threes and play good defense off the bench. And I think she's a better defender than people give her credit for. I've gone back and forth with people on this offseason.
Yeah, for sure. And it makes a lot of sense. I mean, she's rocking that big knee brace. So like, yeah, we're
Yeah,
going at the knee brace, doc. We're gonna go. Let's see what that knee brace is made of. But you listen, I've seen her play some good one-on-one defense,
for sure.
and I have to assume she's only gonna get better.
Yeah. And it's just, I think what they're asking her to do, like it's been a good spot, like you mentioned. Her college teammate Alana Smith, was thought her WNBA career was over. Played a year with the Sky, landed with the Lynx, had the best year of her career. So hopefully that's what we got coming, Lynx fans. And I'll
I
say
would not be surprised.
Carly and Grace Berger had a community event yesterday where they went and played ball with some kids in a gym, and then did like little story time book giveaway thing. And both Grace and Carly looked pretty good on the floor. Like those kids came out trying to eat, and they were like, no. So it was
Yeah,
that's how
man.
sometimes you learn a lot watching practice, but you learn even more when you watch them, playing with the kids in the community.
That makes sense to me, man. And you got to be ready because the Lynx are a contender. Like I think that applies to all professional ball. When you get brought onto a team that's a legit contender, like odds are it's just going to make you raise your game. You're
Right.
going to train harder in that off season. You're going to try to add some stuff. You're going to try to be ready for what teams are going to do to you. I'm expecting a big year for Carly for sure.
Right. Also expecting a big year on the Lynx. It was a pretty incredible year for Nafisa Collier, aka Fee, last year. A lot of people said breakout, but I kind of, I thought like Fee had kind of already arrived. It's not like she hadn't made an All-Star team or anything like
Yeah,
that before.
you can't be it can't be a breakout year if you have a gold medal. You broke out.
Right. Yeah. And then
You're
so she
out, bruh.
and so yeah, she got her second one.
Yeah, you're broken out, dog.
Right. I was on another Lynx podcast this morning talking about Fee and just, this kind of meteoric rise she's had both on the court and off. Do you think this is the year she can, genuinely challenge a player like Asia for the MVP award? It's like last year it was like Asia and then the field, and then Fee kind of rose to the top of the field. This year, do you think there's a chance that we are hearing MVP at the end of the season?
I want to say, yeah. I mean, Unrivaled showed me, like she's one of the best players in the world. Like, I know Asia Wilson wasn't there, but it was like, come on. She's
Yeah.
like head and shoulders above everybody in that one-on-one tournament. Was looking good in the. I feel like their team, the Owls hit a little skid like later, but
Yeah.
I mean they're the last team to lose a game. And I'm wondering what it's going to come down to because the stats, I'm guessing their points, her and Asia's points are probably going to be like comparable. They can actually do all the same stuff. It's really going to come down to assists, probably. That's what I'm thinking in my head. Like, and
Yeah.
when you have a Carly Samuelson, it's like, all right, if if Nafisa's throwing a ton of assists, yeah,
Right.
she's probably got a good chance.
Yeah. And that's like the Lynx really do play a lot different than they did even just a couple years ago. It's like when they turned that corner to be like, all right, we're going to completely play entirely around Fee. The world
Yeah,
revolves around Fee. It's like, I don't know if you can play for this team if you can't shoot. Like Cheryl took a ton of shit for not taking Angel Reese in last year's draft and trading on that spot. But I just don't know if you can have a player who plays the same position as Fee, who also
Right.
isn't a threat to shoot. um, it's just not the best fit. But I think you could see those assist numbers really jump this year if they shoot the ball like they did last year.
For sure. I think that's the path, right? If
Yeah.
she's averaging like 20, 24, and 24 and 9 and like 7
If that's I think that's the prop. Like if it's 7 assists, Fee's MVP. If it's
for sure.
6.5, it might be a
Maybe
little bit
not. Yeah,
closer. Yeah.
exactly.
I do think I found it a little amusing's not maybe amusing is the right word, but have you ever done anything quite like Fee where you start a league, raise all this funding for it, do a great job, and there's going to be a one-on-one tournament, and the winner of the one-on-one tournament wins 250 grand, and then you yourself wins the one-on-one tournament? Like I'm trying to think of a comparable moment in
N-
sports where
no,
something like that's happened. It's like one of the biggest flexes ever.
it actually is in professional sports because, like, I mean, Ice Cube wasn't an active. He's a rapper. Like when he started a basketball league, he was just a rapper with like a couple of movies. He like this is something totally different. Never seen it before. I think the closest I ever came, I started a Street Fighter tournament and I came in like fifth.
Oh no.
But that was
Yeah,
like I
yeah,
was like, oh, I'm killing fifth,
yeah.
fifth out of seven. But still, I was not last place.
You were not last. That's like I forget. I used because you're a soccer guy too. I don't know who won the first ever World Cup, but I
Ooh, I
feel
think it
like when the
was
first
Uruguay.
World Cup got organized, it's something like you could see Brazil being like, "Hey, everyone, let's have a soccer tournament of everyone in the
Hey, yeah.
world.
What do you think
Come
if
come to Brazil," and
it'd
then
be
they all
cool?
show up.
You know, it'd be cool if we got everybody in the world to come by and
And
get that
play this
ass beat.
thing that we're the best at. And I know Fee was gracious with the money and hooked up the support staff and everyone who helped make Unrivaled a huge success. But I
Oh
just
yeah,
don't
I
know,
mean,
like when you start talking about like players' legacies and when you do like GOAT debates are always pretty pointless, but they can be entertaining. And people will talk about like MJ versus LeBron, and then they start comparing like Space Jam versus Space Jam, a new legacy, and everything off the court. It's like Fee got this massive one-on-one tournament together and
yeah,
then won it. Like
and won
she,
it and got like Miller Lite and Sephora to sponsor it.
right?
It's like crazy. Now
It's like
I mean, she's a first ballot Hall of Famer, I think,
right,
off creating this league. Like, if Unrivaled lasts 5 years,
right.
she's in
It's
the
like
business Hall of Fame. Forget
right,
basketball.
exactly. Well, it's like how like Magic Johnson was a great player, of course, and is just kind of the poster child for great players who were terrible head coaches.
Right.
It's like kind of crazy to be at the top of your game as a basketball player and also show, oh hey, you might be the best basketball administrator in the world as well. Just
Man,
an endless skill set for Nafisa Collier.
not for sure, man. And I mean, it seems like nothing's gonna stop her, man. I mean, if starting a league, like, you know what I'll say? It seemed like the pressure of starting the league was affecting the other co-founders more than Nafisa too. Like,
Right.
Stewie was having a rough time out there.
She was, yeah.
She couldn't get a call. How do you not get a call in your own league?
That they were making up for the finals, the
Man,
WNBA
yeah.
finals, I think.
All spring we
Yeah.
got to make up for the finals. Come on, guys. Damn, that
Yeah,
was
I don't know
one
if any
game,
Lynx fans would consider the debt paid, but you are right. She was hunting for calls during Unraveled.
bro,
Um,
and not getting nothing. And it's like, man, and Nafisa got has none of that negative energy feeling around her,
right. Still didn't end in a championship though, which I know
which is crazy.
is still eating at her. So hopefully that pressure manifests itself in a championship run. Just as you're someone who's followed the league for a while, and it's always interesting, especially last year where a bunch more people started following the WNBA, and there's a lot more noise. You can kind of see the league, or at least the
Yeah.
discourse around the league, changing on a daily basis, not always for the better. But so this has been referred to as like one of the most anticipated seasons ever. And I'm just trying to write stuff like this down, like where like 3 years from now we'll be like, oh, this is the fifth straight most anticipated WNBA season ever, according to the pundits. But what's like one thing you're really looking forward to this year, building off of how fun of a season it was last year?
Um, All Star break,
Mhm.
and the Commissioner's Cup. These are like big moments in the season for me now, and I'm looking forward to see who comes out of there with that cash.
Right,
Um, yeah, the Commissioner's Cup has really grown on me.
right. Well, as you
I
know,
love
I believe we are both Arsenal fans.
yes,
So
yes,
there we go. So we obviously have the proper amount of respect for the best soccer tournament in the world, which is of course the FA Cup.
but
And
of course,
all these American sports now doing these like in-season tournament things. It's just like you're just trying to replicate the FA Cup, which was around before all of these other leagues are. Like it's the FA Cup is like a 193-year-old tournament.
yeah, it is wild to see that. Like, yeah, somebody just watched that. Somebody
Right.
finally got their hands on some FA Cup footage. I have to
Right.
blame. I feel like ESPN Plus is directly responsible for the creation of the
Right.
Commissioner Cup. Once the ESPN app had the rights to like Carabao Cup and like FA Cup, it was like, oh yeah,
Right. It's like
of
trying to
course.
explain that the American mind simply can't comprehend like a separate concurrent competition
I have
to the
stopped
regular
trying
season.
to even. Uh, it's been years of trying to explain the WNBA and soccer to fools, and I am now at the point where whatever, bro. You don't get
Right.
it, that's fine.
Exactly. It's like because each, WNBA and at least Major League Soccer for sure had their like moments where it's like, oh, it's getting big, it's getting big. Now it's like if you didn't hop on then, like that's okay. You can hop on whenever you want, but at by no means am I obligated to
Yeah,
hold your hand through this.
literally not explaining shit anymore. You have to
Yeah,
just sit there and watch it and figure it out. I've
right,
been trying for like the past decade, bro.
right.
I'm
Like
done.
after after like Sabrina got drafted, it was like I can explain the WNBA to you. But now, if you waited a year after the wobble, like you're still encourage you to be here, but like under no means do I have to
Yeah.
explain the Commissioner's Cup to you if you can't figure out what a reset timeout is. With your brain and the internet alone, then heaven help you.
Yeah, no, you're on your own, bro.
But all is that was to say, do you think the Commissioner's Cup, like when you think about it in comparison to the Emirates NBA Cup or whatever they're calling it, I feel like the Commissioner's Cup has kind of gotten the closest to either the prestige or just fluidness of like the FA Cup of all these like new American in-season tournaments that are like trying to matter because there are like NBA fans who are like, don't talk to me about the mid-season or in-season tournament. And I think the WNBA has done mostly a good job with the Commissioner's Cup.
For sure. I definitely agree. And I'm wondering if well, okay, let me back up. Do you think that women's basketball will ever have a minor league? Like are we gonna have a G League
I
for
it
girls?
need
G stands for girls.
it needs one.
Right.
G also stands for good idea and about goddamn time.
Yeah, goddamn. Please.
It absolutely need more so. I think part of the reason, like something I'm nervous about for this year, is the rumors and discourse that'll come out about the ongoing CBA negotiations. Just because there's so much stuff that they need, like they obviously need more teams, which are coming. But rosters need to be expanded. You need to be able to like have 15 if you want to, like not like you don't have to, but and then there needs to be okay, where do like all of these players who get drafted and then immediately get cut because there are so few roster spots. Like
Right.
there needs to be a system. Like Unrivaled is great as an idea to keep people stateside in the off season, but like you need to like give players a reason not to immediately just try and find a team that plays in the summer somewhere in the world where like if you're a second round pick, like there needs to be two ways. There needs to be two-way contracts. And
And
it's like
I'm hoping it's within these next like 4 or 5 years, man. like once the next two teams come in, it's like we need to start talking about this.
Right. And then we can have what every great conversation starts with in American soccer conversations is adding promotion relegation to an American sports league, which I
Hey,
don't think will happen, but at least
I yeah, it'll
we can
start to
fight it.
happen.
We can fight about it, which is
We can,
productive. Yeah.
that helps me. Also, I mean, women's soccer is headed there. They got rid of the draft.
Right.
They're
Oh
on their
yeah,
way
NWS. Yeah, that might be the most trailblazing league right now
for
for
sure.
emulating Europe at least. But anyway, Commissioner's Cup. So the Lynx won the Commissioner's Cup last year and came within a whisper of the finals. Do you think winning the Commissioner's Cup one year is a good, launch pad to winning it the next year, even from just like a karmic standpoint?
Definitely. I think, you have an understanding of the situation.
Right.
I feel like I'm guessing it takes players a little time to grasp, like, oh, this regular season game means a little more,
Right.
you know?
Last year, it was funny in like press conferences leading up to it, asking Coach Reeve about it, asking the players about it. Uh, Coach was mentioned more than once, like players, you don't need to remind them to get up for it. They get money. Coaches don't get money. And so I'm like, is part of this CBA like are the coaches gonna go to the front office and be like, we need to get paid for the Commissioner's Cup as well? That would be
Something.
a fun wrinkle. There needs to be like a additional cash prize for some coaching thing.
Or what about new suits?
Ooh,
Coaching
I
stat,
like
you
that.
get new custom suits.
Right. Because we need to bring suits back to the sidelines. That's one of my like which I guess is an unpopular opinion. A lot of people don't agree with me, but I'm like looking at Steve Kerr and Chris Finch wearing essentially the same quarter zip in the
Yeah.
during this playoff series. Like it's the same shade of blue with the same tiny logo. I'm like, why when did we agree that this was fine? Like,
Yeah. I don't know if they need to be wearing suits, but I definitely want to see something more of a shirt, something
right,
more structured
right.
on the
I mean,
torso.
Cheryl comes with it, always with a good custom blazer with
Exactly.
a dope t-shirt under it. And that's fine. I think blazer t-shirt look is a good look for a coach.
Ideal look. You could write a play on the t-shirt if you need to, you know?
Right. And just yeah, like move parts of the coat to reveal other parts of the play. Yeah, or you
Mm.
just don't look like the equipment manager. Um, but so you mentioned All Star too. All Star in Indy in mid July this year. It'll be like a real like kind of like All Star weekend where the league won't go on break for a whole month because it's not an Olympic year.
Yeah, yeah.
Are you planning to make it to Indy for WNBA All Star Weekend? You
Nah, you know what? I feel like I'm sitting in the out. I will be watching at the house, though the weather is probably going to be better than it was in Phoenix.
Oh my! Were you in Phoenix
And
last
or
year?
no, I mean
Okay.
I didn't go
Yeah.
because I went to Vegas the 2 years prior.
Yeah.
Both years it was like 200 degrees,
Right.
and then I was like, "What's the weather like in Phoenix right now?" Oh, it's
Awful.
10
It
degrees
was.
hotter. No,
Yeah. It was. That was the first WNBA All Star I covered in person, and it sucked.
yeah, you might melt
It
out
was.
there.
I was in Vegas for Summer League right before that, and it was the day that the Microsoft crash happened.
Whew.
So I had an airline lose my bag. I was at the Vegas airport for like 16 hours. I got to I missed all of All Star Friday. I was supposed to be there because Caleb McBride was in the 3-point contest on Friday night.
Ah,
Missed that, and of course, I had to get. I was in Phoenix without my clothes, just
yeah,
walking through my
perfect.
hotel. Yeah, I had to
As
go
a lot of
buy
people in
some stuff.
Arizona
Yeah,
end up, a lot of people in Arizona look like they lost their bags.
right. And just it was awful, but the game itself was great. And being in Minneapolis, it's the Midwest. You can drive from point A to point B in the Midwest, no matter where it is. So I haven't decided yet, but I'll try to make it. But what do you love?
I mean,
Like,
oh,
what's your favorite part about the All Star Weekend?
I mean, I probably 3-point contest.
Yeah,
I feel like the 3-point contest has it's jumped the dunking in general,
right,
and the women got really good shooters right now.
right,
And I hope Caitlin's going to be in it because she's going to be at home. So we'll get a
She
Sabrina.
better be in
Yeah,
it.
exactly. We're looking at Sabrina versus Caitlyn at minimum.
That's what the yeah. If you had to name a player, not Caitlyn and not Sabrina, to win the 3-point contest this year, who do you think you throw out there?
Oh, I would have to consider McBuckets.
Mm-hmm.
I would have to consider McBuckets. I would have to think about Alyssa Peely. Is it Peely? Is it Pilly?
Peely.
Peely. Yeah.
Yeah, she's got to get minutes first. You can't like be the
Yeah, I guess
player
you
who
won't
doesn't
be
play. I get
eligible. Right.
the NBA. I guess the NBA does that with the dunk contest though, with the Mac McClung,
I
the
feel like
McClung dynasty.
I'm
But
basing this off every Alyssa Peely highlight I've ever seen is a 3-pointer.
right, and it always goes in.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think McBride being in it last year, and she's been in it before. I think the first year we were talking with her about it last year. The first year she was in it was when Allie Quigley like set the record and just
Mm,
hit like 1,000 threes. So I would love to see someone just play spoiler, not because of anything against Caitlyn, but I just I like it when the kind of weird underdog things happen.
sure.
You
I wish my girl Lee Mung was still around.
For sure, yeah.
Man, because I thought she was gonna win a 3-point contest for sure. But she just bailed
Yeah.
out back to China.
Like if everyone went to Indiana expecting to see a Caitlin Clark 3-point crown, or at least go toe to toe with like Sabrina in the finals, one of them winning it, like how much more fun would it be for Steph Dolson to win it?
Oh my
Like,
God, I would lose. I would
yeah,
fly to Indiana
right.
then.
That'd be something just for like the real WNBA fans
Man,
who have been around. And yeah, that's so like yeah, I think I just talked myself into it. I might put money on Steph Dolson winning if that's a prop that's already available on your
$10
local
should win
bet champ.
you at least $1,000.
Yeah.
I'd have to guess.
There we go. All right, I want to get into just a couple other like prediction style questions. Not necessarily for, whether you're a betting man or woman listening to this or not, but just kind of where, like smart money would be. And I think in thinking about this, I'm seeing a lot of we're in power ranking season, in the thick of it, where everyone's just, saying, here's the definitive
Yeah.
list, like of all
Here's what
the
is absolutely going to happen.
exactly.
Right.
And I think across the board, I'm seeing Liberty number one. And I think, that's fair based on the core returning and they're the champions. And with no bitterness towards last year, I think it's fair to put Liberty one. So when you think about this season as a whole and who might be hoisting that trophy at the end, Liberty or the field, what would you take?
I'd probably take the field. I would probably take the field. I mean, I know they got the stuff, but I'm wondering how big of a loss Courtney Vandersloot is.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm that's crazy for me to say as a huge Natasha Cloud fan,
Yep.
but what what they don't bring the same thing. One person is like one person is bringing chaos, another person is bringing you calmness,
Right. They
and I
might be
feel
the opposite,
they
but
might
in good
be
ways for both of them. I love both players, but they
right,
might be the
right.
opposite.
They might be polar opposites. And I feel like last year when Sabrina was the point guard, it was like also chaos. Sometimes it would be lit, sometimes it wouldn't. And when it wasn't, you had Courtney Vandersloot to come in and they'd be like, hey, chill. Listen, we're gonna get an easy layup. All right. Let's just get some easy stuff. And
Right.
I don't know. I feel like like if Sabrina's throwing a couple turnovers, giving the ball to Tasha Cloud is not going to slow the pace down if you need to slow the pace down.
Right. It just ignites it even
It
further.
might just keep, yeah, no, let's throw crazier turnovers.
Right. For,
I mean, as you know, I'm saying that for comedy, but I
yep.
just feel like repeating is hard. Repeating
Repeating.
is
Yeah.
hard, and you got Vegas lurking out there. They're looking to come back. I
Mhm.
feel like I mean Minnesota, obviously,
Mhm.
and in Seattle.
Right. Would Seattle kind of be your fourth when I've seen like that's where like kind of the most volatility is as people are kind of going through like who's the contenders this year? It's like some version of Minnesota and Vegas 2 and 3 and vice versa. And then there's
Right.
like people are saying like Seattle Indiana, Phoenix. Do you think Seattle's kind of that first team that jumps to
Yeah,
mind for that spot?
I would have Seattle in my first in my four spot right now, and then I would probably put Phoenix over Indiana. Now I know Indiana got better,
Mhm.
but you're still counting on some young. You're still counting on some youth.
Right.
So who knows?
My thing with Indiana is I know that they just made a tremendous upgrade at head coach, and
Right.
that Stephanie White coaches great defense. But you still need to have players who can play defense, and there aren't a lot of those on this Indiana roster. If you were getting Dewana Bonner, even like 3 years ago, I think you're getting more defense from her, but she can't
Sure.
play D like she used to. I don't know if Sophie Cunningham has ever heard of defense, and
Well, she definitely likes to mix it up.
she
It
likes to
isn't
mix it up.
not
Right,
really necessarily to stay in front of a player, but she'll mix it. She'll get
right.
mixy.
Like I think Sophie Cunningham can be a useful player on a contender, but if you're like, hey, we were one of the best offenses in the league last year, we were one of the worst defenses in the league last year. If that team didn't include Sophie Cunningham, I don't know that adding Sophie Cunningham, it's kind of more of what you already have, more of the
Yeah.
the talent and more of the holes. But it's that she'll definitely be noticeable and will start a lot of arguments amongst fans.
Yeah. There's definitely gonna be like there's gonna be an edge to this Indiana team that's gonna be different than it was last year. But I just yeah, exactly like when you need a rebound at the end of the game, it's like who's
Who,
actually gonna grab that? You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
especially yeah, it's if they're boxing out Aaliyah Boston, who's getting the rebound?
Right. I feel like
Um,
their team is. I know they just added Bonner, but are they a small one of the smaller teams? In my head, they
yeah,
feel kind of small.
no one's like like egregiously small, but just collectively, they're not.
Right.
Yeah, they're not
I'm just
like
thinking about their front court. It's
right.
Boston and who? Who's the other
Right.
forwards over there?
It's I like Bonner is going to play the four,
Bonner.
or and Natasha Howard,
There we
but
go. Okay. See,
yeah,
now I'm
yeah,
all right. That does add a little. She's not like the biggest, but yeah,
right.
she's throwing balls.
She's throwing bows. Yeah. So that answers the question a little bit. But right. So the field over Liberty, it's obviously I think the Kayla Thornton loss is going to be bigger than anyone's making it out to be. I don't know if you
Mm.
have spent much time with the Courtney's Daddy and Her podcast on YouTube, which is
No, I haven't.
it's Courtney Williams and her dad chopping it up, and
Oh, right.
it's
I've seen the
yeah,
clips.
it's fantastic.
Yeah.
But so her dad, like I think it's episode 2 or something, which is titled "So What Happened in the Finals," and it's her dad asking about that game 5 in the finals, which was not a good Courtney Williams game, and the first player she mentioned was Kayla Thornton. I just think you lose that toughness defensively.
Right.
That person
Big
who's
guard.
who's literally just there to take someone else like out of the game. I don't know who's doing that for the Liberty, unless it's Natasha Cloud who can do that a little bit. But then do you
You
sacrifice
lose some
Cloud's
shooting.
offense? Yeah.
You're I think you're sacrificing Kayla Thornton's shooting.
Mhm.
Am I these are also it's just vibes right now. I'm at the
Right.
vibes point of my research, but in my head she was really like 3 and D for real. Like she was like a pretty consistent shooter, yeah.
Yeah. I'm not looking at her numbers right now because I
Well,
think
right. You just she was
but
making big
vibes. Yeah.
shots. And Natasha Cloud, I mean, she's worked on her shot a lot. And
Yeah.
she's a pretty good one-on-one player, but she's not like catch and shoot.
Right. That's where like I think it was huge for or the Lynx were really prioritizing finding that like Chechi replacement, because not that she's going to go out there and be a defensive player of the year type player, but can you play competent defense and hit threes
Yeah, and
when
just and
the
hit
ball
threes with no touch of the ball. You're
right.
running around for 8 straight minutes before you touch
Yeah.
it.
You are
You
not
have to
allowed to dribble. It is a
you
catch and
can't
shoot
dribble.
three. Yeah.
Yeah,
If you steal the ball, you have to pass it right away.
immediately.
Right.
You're allowed to, can you play well if you're only allowed to actually only do two things?
Right. But yeah, so like KT was that player who would also like just be D'ing up another team's lead guard and flying into the fifth row of the stands to save a ball. And you know that like is like momentum shift things. So I don't think
Yeah.
that those like losses around the margins I think might affect the Liberty. But I know they got Marine Johannes coming over. So it's
What
just
you? Uh,
you know,
hey,
questions.
she is very exciting.
For sure.
We'll say
Our,
that.
I don't want to be too greedy with your time, Jamel, but I would like to make sure that because you know fans of the Lynx obviously listen to this podcast, but I like to assume that fans of the 12 other WNBA teams listen as well. That makes for best, most comprehensive podcasting. I don't want anyone to feel left out. So what I would like to do is just go through the list of teams in the WNBA alphabetically and have you say one thing that comes to mind when you hear the name of those teams. Does that sound like a good exercise that
I
we can
I
do?
think I could do this.
Okay. Let's start. Atlanta Dream.
Tahina Pow Pow, Rookie of the Year.
I love it. Right off the bat. Spicy
Yeah.
take. Tahina Papa Rookie of the Year.
I
All
mean,
right.
she's gonna get a lot of. She's gonna get the opportunity to play.
For sure. That's true. Chicago Sky.
Um, Ticket sales. I mean, they're yeah.
Yep.
Listen, they're getting money. And you know what? Hey, playoffs. I could see them in the playoffs too.
Really? Okay.
I think they got better.
Lynx fans are already scoreboard watching with the Sky because the Lynx have their first round pick next year. And
Ooh,
and the Mystics have the Lynx's first round pick next year. So we're
yeah,
having a amicable conversation here. But if it's mid season, Mystics fans and Lynx fans might be a little testy.
man. Yeah, man. I feel like the Sky. Listen, they got better. I love Ariel Atkins.
All right,
We'll see what happens.
ticket sales.
Yeah.
Connecticut Sun.
Um, the first thing that comes to mind when I think of the Connecticut Sun is moving the team to Philly. Get them down to
Ooh,
Philadelphia,
Philly.
the
That would.
Philadelphia Sun.
I was gonna. I meant to ask earlier if you can choose one city for them to relocate to. So Philly, not Boston.
I'm going Philly.
Yeah,
The
I
hell
would
with
love that.
Boston.
I would love that. Boston, little down bad right now with Jason Tatum, but hey, no handouts here.
Exactly.
Uh, Philadelphia. What do you think? All right, real quick to put you on the spot. What do you keep the name Sun? I would imagine you don't, but new Philadelphia WNBA team. What would be the ideal team name?
I wish the name for a female. What's a bull is only a male?
I think there can be female bulls.
There could be
Okay,
female bulls.
I think so.
The Philly
What
Bulls, the Philly Bulls,
Philly Bulls? Okay,
the Philly Sun, the Philadelphia Sun is interesting. Maybe the Philadelphia. What really embody? What Philly? Let's see. The Philadelphia. I don't want to say rage. Rage comes to mind when I think of the city of Philly. It's just people just Philadelphia. I had too many beers in the parking lots. That's got too many words.
yeah, that's too many. All right, according to Wikipedia, the female counterpart to a bull is a cow, while a
Yeah, that
male
don't
of the species that has been castrated is a steer, ox, or bullock.
also doesn't work. See, these don't work.
Bullocks, yeah, that's the
Because that's the slang that Philly. Hmm. And then we can't do Liberty. We need to do a name swap with because it's the Philly Liberty. Then we get the bell. You know what I'm saying? We could use
yeah.
some more Bell stuff.
Mhm.
Maybe it's the Bells, the Philly
Philadelphia.
Bells.
I like that.
Belle. Yeah, Disney Princess.
Belles. Okay. Yeah, that I don't think that immediately gets dismissed in a
The
marketing
Bells of
meeting.
Philadelphia. We switch it up. Make
Right.
it like
Yeah.
soccer.
Exactly. That's we can get some of the soccer naming conventions in here. All right.
Listen,
We got some
this is a first draft. Yeah,
we
put
got
something on
somewhere. This
paper.
is exactly. We'll come back to that later in the season. All right. Dallas Wings.
Chemistry. Are Paige Beckers and Erika Gumbawale going to become friends? We
It looks
need to
like
know, and we need to know fast.
we do. It looks like they're off to a good start, but they're
Right.
not going to put them fighting on the team Instagram, at least not yet.
Because they, listen, the first preseason game, there was some words exchanged, or there was a lack of words.
Ooh, what
And then
would you
listen,
rather see them fighting or see them not fighting but not talking to each other? Because if they're fighting, they at least they're engaging and they care.
yeah, I guess I would rather see them fighting.
But what?
Because the other version is, yeah, hey, listen, good luck in Philadelphia. Dallas will. If they're not speaking, the Dallas Wings will be in another city pretty soon.
All right. Golden State Valkyries.
Yeah, ticket sales. Listen, we're doing a lot of giveaways. We're giving away a lot of cups, beer
Yeah,
koozies. Come through, man.
yeah.
Come see us.
Purple and black is a cool combination.
That was very nice.
Yeah. Um, Indiana Fever.
I mean, this is it. Too much pressure. It's like with Caitlin Clark even winning rookie of the year, even being what her first season was so like that doesn't happen in the W. Guards have such a hard time
Right.
even making teams. Guards have such a hard time, man. And it's like I feel the expectation on this team to do big things, but it's like, man, they couldn't beat Alyssa Thomas, man.
No.
Like, listen, they're young. There's just it's not easy, man. Sue Bird, the greatest point guard in the history of maybe basketball. The hell with the gender. Maybe one of the greatest point guards ever. It took her what, like 5 years
Yeah.
to win a chip? Maybe a little longer, like 6 or 7. And she had like multiple other Hall of Famers on the team. She had to have like the best woman in the history of Australia.
Yeah.
It's
Not just
just not
basketball, just the best woman in the history of
the
Australia.
the best woman. I don't know what gender their prime minister is. The best woman. Exactly, bro. It's just not as easy as a lot of new fans. It's like, oh, you think, oh, she shoots like Steph. That means she should win like Steph. It's like, bro, but it also took Steph like 5 years, man.
Yeah.
Steph
Five
couldn't
years and
walk
some
for
help.
like his first 2 seasons. It's like it's just not as easy as people are. I think they're gonna put on that team.
Right. It doesn't seem fair. What do you think of their shirts they're selling that say every game is a home game?
I mean, that's pretty good. I would too.
Yeah.
I would too. Yo, from the fever,
it's
yeah.
it's genius. It honestly is.
We're
Uh
running shit.
Next team, Las Vegas Aces.
Yeah, revenge tour, man. I mean, I feel like the focus is different. And you want to know why I think this? Not because of Asia, not because of the shoes, not because of no new signings. It's because Becky Hammond and the coaching staff has stopped wearing those hoodies underneath their suits. They've changed their look. So
Okay.
expect some new energy, some renewed
What
energy.
do you know what the new look is? I haven't seen them in the preseason, but
Well, I think they're just mixing it up.
okay.
I feel like she was kind of more on the Dawn Staley side than the Cheryl Reeves side in the first. Like she was in like a warm like sweatsuit, not a quarter zip, but like
Right.
some sort of regular ass jacket.
Right.
But they used to have mandatory hoodies with blazers. They used to
Oh
dress like
yeah.
Silent Bob. They used to all dress like Silent Bob. And now they for like 3 straight seasons, bro.
Right.
And now they're switching
I
that up, which told me, hey, they're coming with
I
some
I don't know if Nike was the first company to do this, but I think during early shutdown during the pandemic, didn't Nike make suits that were like made out of like sweatpant material?
something like
But
that did take
yeah,
place. I'm remembering
I
this.
if there were, I wouldn't wear this, but I would be tickled silly if the Aces whole staff had like Aces branded sweatpants suits,
That
like
do sound
with
kind
like
of
the
hard.
with the collar. Like that, I think that would be going places.
It made me
Uh,
wonder how responsible Tyler Marsh was for the fits.
yeah. Well,
Cause him leaving, I'm like,
they're not doing it in Chicago. At least they had like the same team issued quarter zips, I think.
oh,
But
okay, so that's
but
hey,
they
listen,
they lost a lot on that
everybody,
side.
yeah, the once the squad broke up, the look's gone,
Right. Can't
things are
can't do it.
changing.
Next team, Los Angeles Sparks.
The rebuild has officially begun. So they were just out in space, just like as a fan of the Washington Wizards, I know what this is like. It's like when you're a fan of a team like the Washington Wizards or the Sparks for the last 3 years, it's like you know how they tell you that they've been launching our trash into space.
Hmm.
You know, you hear that? Like
Yeah.
sometimes they'll just launch a hunk of trash into space. And sometimes you'll just be like, damn, what's that trash doing up there? Is it frozen? Is it like, are they like loose soda cans spinning around in space? That was the Los Angeles Sparks for the past 3 years, just like aimlessly floating in space. They overspent a little bit to get in Kelsey Plum, but I think it's the right decision because now you have something to actually listen, we're really putting something together now. We have a proven guard.
Right.
You know Cameron Brink's pretty good, at
Hmm.
least on defense. You know she's swatting stuff. Rakia, listen, they're you know what I'm saying? They're another year older. I think they're gonna be fun to watch.
Yeah. Direction is, what
Direction.
feels like it exists, which is a step in the right direction.
Just any
Uh,
direction.
yeah, pick one. Uh,
Right.
um, the team of which this podcast is dedicated to, the Minnesota Lynx.
Um, I mean, I want to say coming back for the throne. You know, like I there's a whole like million there's a million new fans who have no idea that the Minnesota Lynx were it. The
Yeah.
Minnesota Lynx, they have been selling out the men's basketball arena for years. For years. And now you got to listen to these new people like, man, I never seen this. Oh man, everybody's coming to watch the WNBA. It's like, do you know anything? Have you been outside, brother? The Lynx are a part of this league's history for real, for real. Like we're talking about 5 titles, man. It's serious. One more title, it's like they got the most ever.
Yep.
And this could be they might get it, man.
It'd be fun. Most people listening to this podcast certainly hope so. The
Hell yeah. I
team
mean,
that
listen,
the
I
team
hope
that
I hope
the team that denied them that most titles ever claimed last year, New York Liberty.
I wonder how easy it's gonna be to stay focused. I'm my I have concerns because it's the like when you lose the championship, they call that the championship hangover, right? For the other team. But what is it called when you win the title and you have all these new expectations? You know, you got these shoe deals, you got shoe reps on your ass. You getting all this new. You got to do an ad for the cable company. You know what I mean? Like there's all
Right.
these like extra obligations that are coming with this winning.
Right. And since you're in New York, it's like, can you just come on down to Good Morning America? Like it's just right
Right.
down the street,
It's right down the street. All of these big corporations like, dog, it's right down the street. Oh, you live in Jersey City? Listen, it's right down the street, man. It's no big deal. Listen, just come to the Bronx. We got an office. It's all you got to do is get on 2 ferries. It's no big
Yeah,
deal.
just two.
That's
Right.
nothing. And I just wonder if it's gonna gel uh right in time. I mean, obviously the players are great, but I
Yeah.
just wonder. I wonder how it's gonna look.
Repeating's hard.
Exactly.
Said it. Um, Next team. Ooh, this is an interesting one. Phoenix Mercury.
Yeah, I mean, man, I don't even know. I don't even have the words because it's like it's not rebuilding.
Nope.
It's
Retooling, maybe?
retooling. It's like I've never seen a team blow a thing up and then have that explosion like like implode and then
Yeah.
it's man. I guess when there's only 13 teams, it's pretty easy to just put a whole new roster together.
Yeah.
I'm interested. I guess I'll say
Okay.
intrigued. I'll
it,
say I'm intrigued, bro, because I
it
don't know what the hell is about to happen. You gotta, I mean, your anchor, right? Alyssa Thomas, she's been with one team for the better half of 10 years.
Mhm.
She was playing with her wife. Now she's like across the country from her wife.
Right.
and we're supposed to. That means you're gonna play better. I'm. Hey, I mean, I guess it worked for Courtney Vandersloot, but
Right.
I don't know, man. I just don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, that's like always that's an interesting dynamic because you see like in Dallas, Dejanay Carrington and Alyssa Smith reunite in Dallas. They had been playing on different teams before.
Right.
Thomas and Bonner had played together in Connecticut for a while. They did play against each other in the All Star game,
This is
as
for sure.
KT was on the Olympic team and Bonner was an All Star.
And they
We'll
didn't always
see.
play together,
They didn't always know how long. I don't know how long they've been together, but
I feel, yeah, I don't know how long they've been together. They've been married since they started playing together.
all right, yeah, we'll have
That's
to.
just an interesting, yeah, it's just interesting. So you got Alyssa Thomas, Kalia Copper,
Right.
and
Well,
Sabali,
and
Satu.
it's the only industry where if you work with your spouse and then leave for another job at like somewhere else, like people are like, oh, what's gonna happen now that you don't work with your wife or your husband anymore? Like,
Right.
but it's just kind of
I,
like, oh, it's whatever. But
I
then
must
in
just be par for the course for them.
if you play for another team, it's just like, ooh, spicy. What's gonna happen?
Man,
Um,
I saw Shatu Sabali slam someone from the Valkyries on the floor in a preseason game. And I'm like, man, okay, it's
yep,
one way to let people know you're ready to go.
yep.
It's gonna
Satu's
be
back.
tough, man. The bottom half of this table is gonna be hardcore.
Cutthroat.
That's
Yeah,
what I feel in general.
right. We got a few more. Seattle Storm.
I mean, this is the make or break year. This is their year. This is like, I mean, how many more years does NECA have? How many more years does Skylar Diggins have? They played great last year. You're adding pieces. Gabby Williams is back for a full season,
Mhm.
and then you draft somebody who can dunk. It's like, all right,
Yeah.
let's see what y'all got. This is it.
Mhm.
And not even to mention Ezzy McMcGore. I mean, this is like a defensive player of the year candidate every year. Plus, and then you add somebody who can dunk.
Yeah. They've got size.
Yeah.
They'll be when they play Indiana, it'll be like I don't know if Indiana will have a point in the paint
Yeah,
the
listen, it's gonna
entire
be a
game.
lot of threes. They're gonna be
A
chucking up
lot
a
of threes.
lot of freaking threes, bro.
Right.
And shout out to Climate Pledge Arena, the only sports arena where you can get Din Tai Fung that I know of.
Ooh, that's a good note. It's a
High
good note,
class.
definitely. It's a high class in Seattle for sure.
Well, it isn't the best
I'm a
version of Din Tai Fung. Come on, they're
right.
in a
It's
stadium.
it's the best version of Stadium Din Tai Fung, probably.
Exactly. It's
But
the
that's
best
that's
dumplings you're gonna
enough.
get your hand on.
Yeah, when I try to make an excuse of why I need to be on the road for some of these away games, I'll keep that in mind. Including this team is dumb, but they're on the official list of teams at WNBA.com. The other expansion team is not because they do not have a name yet. This team has no players, but they have a name, so therefore they're on the list. Toronto Tempo.
Hey man, shout out. Their GM, Monica Wright. I went to high school with her for a year.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So listen,
Minnesota Lynx champion Monica Wright. Yep.
exactly. Now, yeah, I'm just wishing them the best. Anybody from Woodbridge, VA, they get a big salute from me. I wonder how they feel about the Valkyries. So the Valkyries got lavender, and the Tempo got like a dark purple. They're doing like a mauve.
Yeah. I have
It's
I
like mauve on mauve.
there's not really enough here to I need to I haven't gone over the branding guide. It's almost like
Yeah,
a
it's cool.
burgundy-ish kind of like
Yeah, they're doing like a Bordeaux
yeah,
esque,
with like kind of like a Carolina blue accent.
which is hey, I'm sure they're gonna put it together.
I
They
like
they did have they had red and black sitting right there. Is anybody wearing red and black?
no.
It was the Aces were, but then they switched to black and silver. They went like Raiders colors.
Yeah.
There's no
Another
black and red team.
no, I get the dream
All
could
right.
if the dream added like a black jersey,
Then it would just
but they're
be
mostly like
because
like
their jerseys
red
last
and
year,
blue, but they're like it's like
man,
a lighter blue.
you remember that
Um,
jersey they had last year looked like Sheets. You ever been to Sheets? Do they have Sheets in Minnesota? Sheets
no,
is a gas station chain.
we do
It's
not
a
have
it's
sheets.
Sheets is it's Sheets. It's Sheets with a Z,
Okay,
and it's a gas station where you could like get sandwiches and stuff. MTO.
are they good?
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Yeah.
They do their thing. You get
You know,
fries and
I
shit.
do.
It's nice.
I love a gas station that has like a premier food item.
Yeah, no, they
That
do. They got
okay.
stuff.
Okay. I'll add sheets next time I'm in an area
That
where
might be some down south. That might be the
okay.
south or like mid Atlantic.
Okay. Keep that in mind. And then of course, your favorite team, Jamel, Washington Mystics.
Man, to be determined. I'm like, we got a lot of forwards. We got a lot of people. We got a
Yeah.
lot of people known for playing forward,
Hmm.
and we need one of them to play center. I know Shakira Austin is listed as center. At one point, 2 seasons ago, she was playing point guard for a half a second.
Right.
So it's like,
Versatility.
yes, we have a lot of people who could do some various things. How is it going to come together? Georgia Amore getting hurt. I didn't think it
Sucks.
was. It sucks. I also realized immediately after watching a couple preseason games, she totally had a chance to make the team.
Oh, for sure.
We do not have a ton at point guard, and no disrespect to Jay Melbourne. No disrespect. I hope she has a great year, but she's kind of like a downhill. She's playing with speed. It's not a ton of vision. When I watch Jay Melbourne play, I don't ever think she's thinking 2 steps ahead.
Mhm.
I see all gas, no brakes, which is great, but we could use something different in the guard department because Brittany Sykes also all gas, no brakes.
Exactly.
We
As
need
it,
somebody with brakes.
right. I love Brittany Sykes, but you do need to pair her with somebody with some brakes.
Just anybody, just
Ideally. Yeah.
brake pads, anything brake like. And I feel like she had a great unrivaled season. You
She
know,
did.
she's an amazing player. But yeah,
Right.
we're missing something in the passing department, and I'm interested in how it's going to come together. We looked really good against Indiana in that
We
first preseason game. We showed
right.
some really good stuff.
I was just gonna bring that up. I love the WNBA preseason because it looks the most like regular season, like
Yeah, because
players
it's only
taking it
two
seriously.
games.
And I tuned in. I was like, oh, that was like a noon game on a Saturday, and I love me a matinee. And
Right.
I think it was 12:10 here. I flipped it on. I had missed, like the first like 6 or 7 minutes of the game, and right as I flipped it on, Brittany Sykes and Sophie Cunningham were already fighting, and I was
Exactly.
like, let's
Hell
go.
yeah. No,
And
listen,
of
we
course,
got
I'm very much Team Sykes in that altercation.
listen, we it seems like we got heart. We're not gonna go out like punks. Kiki Ariafin also, I think, power tossed Sophie Cunningham at one point.
Mm-hmm.
So listen,
Yeah, it was a
we're gonna
chippy preseason
yeah,
game.
we're not gonna be an easy out, but it is gonna be very interesting how it all comes together. And I mean, honestly, I'm just scared as hell. I just wanted it to look good this year, man. Man.
Well, there you go. Well, that is as comprehensive of a WNBA season preview as you can get anywhere. Mystics host the Dream this Friday. Um, as you said at the top, you can catch Jamel in the parking lot,
Yeah.
forming grilled up. Do you have a show that night too? You
You know what? I think I might be just doing like a little guest spot. My
okay?
guy Lafayette Wright, listen, I will plug it. If you can't make my shit Saturday, go over there. If for some reason you're listening to this and you live in DC and you're not going to the Mystics game on Friday night, and you absolutely need to watch comedy on Friday night, go see Lafayette Wright, all right?
Right.
Very
We got
hilarious man.
right. I mean, I had my brilliant colleague who covers the Mystics, Jen Hatfield, on an earlier episode. So hopefully we snagged some Mystics fans, some
Right
DC
on.
residents, and they're like, "This is just a delightful WNBA themed programming. I can sit with this." So hopefully we
Hell
got
yeah.
some DC people.
And for
Um,
those who are going to the Mystics game, if you're free Saturday, come see me. 2 shows at Hotbed, one at 8, one at 9:30. Pick one, it'll be fun.
that is a perfect weekend in DC. Jamel, where can people follow you and support your work?
Okay, so yeah, you mentioned the Brandon Jamel show. It's at the Brandon Jamel show on Instagram and such. Also, all the all the podcast places. I said podcast twice. Anyway, uh, the in season podcast with me and Rob Hayes. We talk just general whatever's hot in sports and sports related culture. So that's like music and fashion. Uh, that's just like a weekly pod. We do that on the low, no video, just raw speaking. And Sorry We Love Football is coming back soon. Listen, we'll be back. We're doing a live show in New Orleans, week
Whoa.
1. I'm the first person to even say, I haven't even told the other two dudes we're doing it. Sorry, We Love
I
Football.
always dreamed that we would break news on this podcast. So the
Yeah,
Sorry We
listen.
Love Football podcast coming to New Orleans. Is it Sports Drink?
Yeah, we'll
Okay,
be down
okay.
there at Sports Drink, I believe September 12th.
September
Never forget.
12th. That is the day after the WNBA regular season ends. I could maybe sneak down there. We need a team in New Orleans. I
That
feel
could work.
like they keep talking about whether or not the Pelicans should leave, and that New Orleans is just, it's a hard city to crack for professional sports. But I think New Orleans would for sure support a WNBA team.
Yeah, they would not have a hard time. They would not have a hard time.
No.
It would
Anyway.
be an interesting audience.
Yeah.
It would be an audience that the WNBA has never quite encountered before. They would have to tell people to wear sleeves a little more often. Hey, y'all got to stop coming in here with the cutoff shirts. Y'all got to wear full shirts, man.
Right.
Put your midriff away. There will be a lot of just like skin on skin contact on the seats.
Right.
You might have to wipe some sweat, but
yeah.
they're gonna fill it up.
It's always cold in basketball arenas though, so hopefully people would know.
Yeah, makes sense.
All right. Sorry, We Love Football.
Football.
in New Orleans week 1.
And guess what? I got a little movie on basketball movie on Hulu right now. It's like what you call it, like a documentary. It's called Memes and Nightmares, starring me and Josiah Johnson. So listen, once the Wolves win the finals, once the T-Wolves win the finals,
Jamel.
and you finally get to go to bed, once you have a couple juicy Lucy's, maybe drive down to Chicago, get a bottle of Malort, go back up north, have a juicy Lucy. And then throw me on,
If the Timberwolves win the NBA Finals, I would be in no condition to be able to operate a motor vehicle to get to Chicago. But someone else could. Someone else could. There's got to have a party bus on speed dial ready for it. But yeah, that sounds like a perfect way to celebrate the first title in franchise history.
Does to me, at least.
For sure. At Broccoli House.
On Instagram, yes. At Broccoli House on Instagram. That is, I forgot that's the last thing.
Perfect. All right, Jamel, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Wishing you, good tidings and fortune for the Mystics this year. And yeah, we'll catch up again.
I'm wishing you the best as well. And Courtney Williams a career year. One of the greatest to ever do it.
I like the sound of that. All right. Thanks, Jamel.
All right, yo, peace.
Thank you so much once again to Jamel Johnson at Broccoli House. Follow him everywhere. Go support Jamel's work. He's hilarious. He's amazing. And can't wait to see what his new special and new shows have in store for all of us. And thank you, Lynx fans, for listening to this episode of Lynx Happy Hour. Lynx Happy Hour, where Lynx basketball is always on special. Shout out to you. Shout out to Pence Homes. Shout out to Mitchell Hansen and the Hitting the Hardwood Podcast Network. Shouts to everyone. Shout out to Coach Reeve. Shout out to the Lynx. Best of luck tomorrow night as you tip off this season, Lynx. Shout out to Marnie Gellner, Leah B. Olson, the broadcast team at FanDuel Sports Network. Shout out to Sloan Martin on the ones and twos for Lynx Radio. Shout out everyone behind the scenes working for the Lynx PR, Lynx Community Relations, Lynx everything. Just shout out to everybody. Everyone gets a shout out. How about that? If you have enjoyed these 6 episodes of Lynx Happy Hour, I've got great news for you. The show is not going away. Even if you haven't enjoyed it at all and you just want it to go away, I don't know what to tell you. Just don't listen to the show, I guess. But it's not going away. I think you can block podcasts. There's got to be a function for that. But instead of doing that, I think you should subscribe, like, follow, rate, review. Give me 5 stars on Spotify. I got like 5-star reviews right away, and that's been dry since then. 5-star review really helps grow the show a lot and get the algorithm to trick other people into listening to this. We're gonna make like Liberty fans listen to every episode of Lynx Happy Hour. That's how awesome it's gonna be. That's what your 5-star reviews can do. Please share the show with a friend. I would sincerely appreciate it. You can follow my work at thenexthoops.com and at thenext on all the socials. Shout out to The Next. Go to thenexthoops.com and just read all the content that we're pushing out. Reported pieces in every market, every day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year and more. There's not enough days in the year to keep up with all of the great women's basketball coverage. It's being published to The Next. I have been Terry Horseman. You have been excellent. Thank you for listening. Enjoy 2 Lynx games this weekend. So have a great weekend, everybody. And I will see you at Target Center on Wednesday, May 21st for the Lynx home opener against these same Dallas Wings who the Lynx face tomorrow night. Enjoy the basketball. Happy basketball. Merry Christmas Eve of the WNBA calendar. And I will talk to you again next week. Have a great weekend, everybody. Peace.